Take a breather, but we're right back after Volkswagen Rally 2006 continues. And I guess they won't be hitting it off the top of the lift tonight. 1.5 kilometers of Jeffreys Bay streets hosted stage 7, where the concrete curbs are omnipresent and downright car unfriendly. It's lights, lights, more lights, camera, and action. Thousands of people turned out to watch the surreal scene of cars racing down their streets. It's tricky at night and dangerous, as one mistake could spell disaster. Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aries, the men with the golden touch and with the least to lose, took the stage honours in spite of clipping a curb that wrinkled their suspension. So you still fancy yourself as a rally driver then, eh? Behind the wheel of Nicholas Ryan's Bosel's Subaru for a quick trip around J Bay. It's not as easy as it looks. The last stage of the day was the ever-popular Kings Beach stage back in Port Elizabeth. Just 990 meters in length and 17 instructions in the roadbook made for a busy time in the cockpit. It's easy to get lost in these so-called Mickey Mouse stages, and all the top runners favored discretion as the better part of valor, not to mention conserving their cars for a long second day still ahead. Characteristic staccato machine gun fire from Gemmel's Mitsubishi and sideways antics of Etienne Lawrence was enough to have the spectators screaming for more.
Etienne Lawrence a little bit out of kilter. Very good stuff, man. Give us a hand. Just wave it in his view, even better.
Busy day at the office, Jan Habig and Douglas Judd were the class of the field with a 29-second lead over Serge Damso and Robert Paisley. Enzo Keen had not set a single fastest stage time so far and was in a solid and safe third ahead of Mr. Production Cars, Johnny Gemmell. Charles Wilkin hung on to the Class A7 lead, with Mark Cronier having a quiet afternoon. Gugu Zulu was walking off with Class A5, and Piazza Musa was top in Class N3. Saturday dawned bright and sunny with clear skies and warmer weather in the prospect. With an early 6:40 start, it was straight back into the thick of things with a repeat of the 11.3 kilometer Jachtvlakte stage near Uitenhaag. Out of the sun like a kamikaze pilot, Johnny Gemmell was quickly up to speed. Etienne Lawrence shaded Gemmell to the second. Keen had a more subdued start to his day though. Damso was the man on the move and on his own mission to close down the gap to Habig. Nicholas Ryan and Visser du Plessis were tied for the 10th fastest time. And after day one, the Volkswagen Rally had already claimed 8 victims. Fernando Rueda and Martin Botha retired their team total Mitsubishi Lancer after stage 6 with a broken gearbox. Rueda's brother-in-law Paul Pfeiffer and Cindy Harding met a solid concrete curb in Jeffreys. Barry Grobler and Mike Barrows shared the same fate. With spectators wrapped up against the early morning chill, stage 10 was a repeat of the Triple L Ford stage. The surface was by now well and truly churned up. Enzo Keen tells us about his early dramas.
We seem to have a lot of drive to the back wheel, so it's like driving a car from the 70s, you know. We're all over the road and the tail's hanging out off the cliff. We just drop the car at the back now, trying to just cap the problem and soften the suspension. And I think that's, you know, we're quite happy that we don't have to win this rally. My teammate has to win it because it's a VW rally and we need the points. So it's nothing we can really change right now. We're just mitigating the damage.
Etienne Lawrence was well into the groove early on, as was Jannie Habich in his BP Polo. His big battle with Serge was being watched with interest. Fecken, meanwhile, battled to find gears in the Polo, and it left him off the pace. Nicholas Ryan was the top production car runner to take the fight to Johnny Gemmell. Fisser du Plessis' creepy-crawly Subaru Impreza WRX was still nearly 20 seconds off Ryan's pace. Sali de Toy gave a good account of himself and was pushing hard, but he was also a bit slower than Ryan. Gemmell was the star of the N4 runners, untroubled at the front and not likely to be caught. The bulk of Saturday's action took place in the Longmoor Forest, with 3 repeated stages from Friday. The 11-kilometre Culturama stage was first up, with much of the gravel already swept away. The surface offered much more grip and promised to be a lot faster. Fecken was lucky to be in the rally after bending his suspension in town the previous night and was quite circumspect. Lawrence was trying hard to make up that service penalty. And Enzo was happy to hold station in third and pick up his 19 points. Habich was coming under increasing pressure, but responded by beating the Toyota pair by 4 seconds. Adrian Koff was holding down 4th in Class A7 in his Net Connect VW Golf. John and Doug Williams were making up ground hand over fist. Charles Wilken was still very much in the class lead, but lost time to JP Damso. As Gemmell's Sassel Mitsubishi scampered off into the distance, it was left to Nicholas Ryan to give chase. For a ringside seat, come into the Subaru cockpit to watch Nicholas at work. Longmoor is the type of forest where you only drive as far as you can see, for there are many hidden twists and turns. Ryan was realistic about his chances of catching his rival up front.
I think we've adopted just a finish to the end attitude today. P Rally's always been tough on me. It's always been rough on the crew, and Johnny's doing fantastic times. I'm not going to catch him. I won't be able to catch him. Instead of me trying to be a hero to catch anybody ahead of me for any reason, I'd rather just stay on the road now. Don't damage the car and get to the end.
Indeed, bringing the car home is how championships are won. Stage 12 was a repeat of Stage 5 and just 8.8